HaKadosh Bokero, we're just going to continue with Halachot Birkat Halebana. The question that we mentioned yesterday was, what happens right now if it's going to be very cloudy? And because it's cloudy, what happens is all of a sudden the moon appears and it disappears. And you have this entire concept that right now I want to make a bracha, but when I'm going to come and make the bracha, I have a technical issue. Technical issue is by the time I want to make the bracha, it's going to be covered again. So therefore, am I allowed lechatechila to come and to make the bracha or not? And obviously this applies whether it's going to be last night, other nights, right? Tonight, Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to try to do it right after Arvit. So I'll bring down first the Or Letzion. The Or Letzion comes and he says as follows. He brings down the Radbaz. The Radbaz says, we already mentioned yesterday the halacha that if there's going to be very strong clouds covering the moon, so you're not allowed to make a bracha. Nevertheless, if you started saying the bracha, you finish it off. So therefore, as long as you started be'eter, you can finish off the Birkat Halebana. Now the Magid Avraham writes down, it's mashma, right, that if you already knew what was happening at the beginning, so therefore you're not allowed to. Meaning it's only a b'diavad case, post factum. Meaning I come, I start making a bracha, I also, what's going on here? It covers it over. But if you already know that it's going to be covered over, so for example, you see that there's the hole, and you see the clouds are coming, and you see, okay, fine, I'm going to have 20 seconds in order for me to come and to make the bracha. I know that it's not enough to actually make the bracha, but I know that it's 20 seconds that it's going to be without being covered. So he brings down here the Gaon of Chaim Tzanzer, which this is brought down in the Biur Halacha. Rav Chaim Tzanzer comes and he says like this. He says, as long as it was not oved yoter mikdeh dibur from the time of Zrichat Halebana, you're allowed lechatechila to come and to make a bracha. Why? Just like Barak and Ra'amim. What does that mean? We know that when there's lightning and thunder, right, when you're going to come and make the bracha, there's no lightning and thunder anymore, right? You saw the lightning, you heard the thunder. By the time you're making the bracha, that's it. It's not like it's there, right? You made the bracha, right? As long as it's going to be tokeh de dibur, there's no problem. So he comes and he says, Kol brachot birkat aliyah yachola levarech tokeh de dibur. Why? He says you don't have to look at it the entire time. Now the Biur Halacha wanted to push this off, and he wanted to say that maybe we could push this off. And he says because the Barak and Ramim is minagosh shel olam. Here you have to be ne'neh leoram, meaning you have to benefit from the light. That's why you have to actually benefit from it. So therefore, if you have to benefit, you're not benefiting it. You're seeing for 2 seconds, and then that's it. You're not really benefiting. It's not like the lightning and thunder that you don't have to benefit. That it's just coming in lightning and thunder, and that's it. So this is the shita of the Biur Halacha. Therefore, the Biur Halacha does not want to use this, right? However, if it's the last night, it's something different. However, though, comes the Or Letzion, right? And also Rav Ovadia Yosef and Chazon Ovadia, they both push this off, and they say that it's incorrect. First of all, the Rav Chida brings out that you do not have to benefit mamash from the moon, right? And therefore, it says the Or Letzion, there's no problem whatsoever. He says it's just like the Barak and Rabim, which means that you're allowed to do it without any problem whatsoever. He comes and he says, right? He says even if it's going to be covered immediately, you're allowed to come and you're allowed to make the bracha. Rav Ovadia comes when he brings this down. He says as follows. He brings down, if before you're going to make a bracha, you're going to be mishared shebetoch kedei birchato titkaseh be'avim. Magid Avraham brings down that you shouldn't make the bracha. The Rav Pe'alim, which is Ben Ish Chai, he's got a doubt in this. V'yesh cholkim, some people argue, and then he says v'mfarech yesh lo mal lismoch. If you make the bracha, you have what to rely on, and therefore la halacha, that's exactly what's going to happen. Obviously, lechatechila, if it's a beautiful night, just wait. But especially once it's getting very late within the month, and you already know that it's going to be cloudy or raining, right, for those few days, for sure you have what to rely on. And even according to Rabbi Tzion, it's lechatechila, but also you're allowed to rely on it. There's no problem whatsoever. That as long as you're going to have the window of opportunity, and now you come and you see it, you would make the bracha. Again, remember, once you start making the bracha, you stop looking at the moon. You're only supposed to look at the moon before the bracha. Once you come and you start making the bracha, you look away from the moon, and then that's when you're going to start making the bracha of Birkat Halebana.